Welcome to the Lady with Dr. Gordon. We fearlessly uncover the truth.
What is wrong with humanity? Who not kill, bow out and a sell them soul for vanity? Young and old pick up things pan them head and can't manage it. Me beautiful country, them a damage it. God bless Jamaica. Watching the man, I know I'm representing for OBC radio station, the only station where I entertain the nation. People, tune in and don't move on the dial. This is the only radio station when I live in denial. Check, check, check. Ha. You know we say Merrick, representing for Dr. Jermaine, the voice for the voiceless. OBC radio station brings you nothing but niceness. Big up all of the listeners and all of the fans, them, the loyal ones, them. Jamaica was a good island, but by the governments, them it get spoiled, man. Them raise up the price pan the sugar, the high man. Behind closed door after the poor, them a smile, man. Them a pressurize the elders and the juvenile, man. Them not provide no job, that's why they use them get vile, man. Poverty make them get angry and wild, man. And start to have kill and kidnap people, child, man. Pull on the Jermaine, when they read him pass for a while, man. Can't believe I saw Jamaica really get the high, man. I love Jamaica, my country me not grade, but me have to speak my mind, yes. In Jamaica me no like where you gone, the governments them not perform. In Jamaica me no like where you gone, too much people have face sufferation. Dr. Jermaine no like where you gone, every day you hear another life gone. And if you want a valid information, tune into OBC radio station. You think of that? Alright, me say, who feels it knows, who feels it knows. Dr. Jermaine tell them, enough time we gonna be made hungry. We could've got nowhere till we shot our clothes. And me say, who feels it knows, who feels it knows. Growing up, my life wasn't easy. Believe me, it wasn't a bed of rose. Watch I know, you know much time me go to school, we don't know lunch money. Leave the house, we don't know breakfast in a me tummy. But as we reach 11 o'clock, honey that who turn up at the school gate with the lunch, no me mommy. Sometimes she turn up with nothing at all. A Dr. Jermaine if you buy me something from the stall.
It's your number one station.
This is the weekend.
OBC Radio giving you all the hits.
What's up, you guys? It's Nicki Minaj.
This is David Guetta. All the hits, one station.
We're back on it. OBC Radio.
Good afternoon, good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lady Whistleblower Show. I'm your host, Dr. Jermaine Gordon. This afternoon, we'll be talking about a topic that's very dear to me in regards to St. John Bosco Boys Home. Earlier today, and why I decided to talk about this topic, as I say, it's very close to me. Earlier this morning, I decided to do some research on St. John Bosco Boys Home, a boys' home that I spent 6 years of my childhood. And it's from seeing a notification from somebody's page, and under it they stated that they went to St. John Bosco Boys School. So I did some research and I was like, let me see what's going on with St. John Bosco. And upon doing the research, I realized that our Prime Minister, Andrew Michael Holness, had recently cut a ribbon, an opening for Sister Susan Fraser, a building for a vocational, it's now St. John Bosco Vocational Academy or something to the sort. And it took me back
as I was doing other research and I see where the media and society have this woman to be an angel. And it took me way back, and upon looking at some of the photograph, gathering the photograph for today's show, it really took a toll on me, bringing up emotion that I thought wasn't even so close. And it was always, as a youngster, I always have a desire to speak out against this boys' homes so that people could know what it is that goes on behind the walls and gates of these institutions. We'll also talk about the silence of Fish Bailey, DCP Fish Bailey, who was heading for the commissioner of police, however, got booted as the diaspora abroad and the Jamaican citizens at large wasn't having it. I will speak about the silence of DPP. Is it that the new commissioner of police will be investigating the DCP? Could be a possibility. I would say I highly doubt it based on the government led by Andrew Holness. We'll also discuss issues around Jamaica being scammed by those elected to serve. What am I talking about? Juliet Holness, the Speaker of the House, has been holding back information for the House in regards to reports that was sent in. We have Member of Parliament owning buildings and they are being rented out. Taxpayers' dollars is paying for these facilities that aren't occupied. But another way to rip off taxpayers. We welcome those of you who are joining, and we ask for you to like, share, and subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Dr. Jermaine Gordon. Welcome to the Lady Whistleblower Show and to our esteemed whistleys. As your host, I'm honored to have you join us here on OBC radio station, OBC Facebook page, and here on OBC YouTube channel. where we fearlessly uncover the truth and spread and shed light on important issues around our beloved island of Jamaica. Before we do so, allow me to welcome those of you who are joining us for the first time and kindly request that you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We advise that you turn your notification on so you won't miss us. And last but not least, follow us on all our social media platforms at OBC Radio and visit us on our World Wide Web, on the World Wide Web at www.obcradio.com, where you can listen to our radio station. And remember to download our OBC Radio app to your phone and stay updated. The app is free and easy to use. You can chat with any one of our DJs, make your song requests, or shout out to your friends and family from the app. Always remember, a winner never quit because quitters never win. Let me welcome you once again to our show. I'm your host, Dr. Gordon, a journalist here at OBC Radio Station, committed to giving a second chances to the forgotten voices and broadcasting to over 59 countries around the globe. Today we delve deeply into waters as we expose two sides of a story. The media and its government and the government of Jamaica want you to believe that Sister Susan Fraser is a saint, an inspiration to men and women alike. To illustrate this point, I will read to you an article from the Jamaican Observer. In fact, I will play this read. Before I continue playing this, I want to know if you're able to hear the recording. Were you able to hear the recording just now? Somebody comment and let me know, please, quickly. I will play it again. I want to know if you're hearing it. I don't know if I'm getting a delay feedback. I've not seen any person said yes or no as yet. So let me go ahead and just read it. Past student of the former St. John Bosco Boys Home in Manchester, Damien Simpson, left many guests teary-eyed following his revitering testimonial about his 6 years stay at the home, which is now a vocational training center. Speaking at the official opening at the St. John Bosco Vocational Training Center in Hatfield, Manchester on September 7, Simpson said the experience had taught him love, respect, and humility. He heaped praise and ear administrator, Sister Susan Fraser, for lifting me up when his parents had forsaken him. I've learned to value thought. Okay, I'm seeing y'all saying no, so let me read. I've learned to value thoughts to me then, and I am applying them now, he said. Nothing that he did not see, the things in himself that she saw in him. Noting that he did not see things he did not see in himself that she had saw in him. Now the regional supervisor for the Western region of the Progressive Grocery Group Meat Department, Simpson also does training and uplifting his with his team members' skill learned at the St. John Bosco. When I was trained at the butcher shop, I did not know the value of the skill being taught to me, but now I can use it to add values to people's life. I have been happily married for the past 18 years. We have 3 girls and 1 boy, all under one roof. I have been a homeowner for the past 8 years, and I do a little farming because as a man, you have to know how to balance things, Simpson said to the loud cheers. He said being a family man requires responsibility, and he was taught by Sister Susan how to be responsible and firm, adding that she always told us, "It is our ambition that change your condition." Simpson told the current student that they might arrive at the institution in bad condition, but do not let your past determine your future, because when you leave here, you will be a product of change, possibly positivity, positivity and humility. He advised them to love and believe in themselves, and they would be the best they could be. Meanwhile, Sister Susan Fraser, the administrator for the Sisters of Mercy in Jamaica, who has been running the institution for 45 years, expressed her satisfaction with a new development. She noted that there are 4 phases to the ongoing development at the institution, and with the first phase now completed, $650,000 has already been committed for the second phase. I have felt the support of rural committees in Jamaica over the years, contributing to our success. There are 8 members of staff who are past boys, two of them run two of them who run 2 of the major departments of the school, the butcher shop and the catering department, she said. She pointed out that although it is no longer a residential facility, some 50 beds have been saved in one dormitory if they should be needed in the future. Being a rural girl and having worked in the residential children's homes for almost 50 years, residential children are the center of my heart, Sister Susan said. She added that there are lots of boys in the home and they need an excellent education so they can live with their heads held high. Meanwhile, Jean Laurie Chin, chairman of Digital Foundation, which finances the project, said it is the mission of the St. John Bosco to give young people every chance to be equipped to gain employment or launch out on their entrepreneurial journey. She said the foundation was happy to participate in the upgrading work at the institution, which includes administrative office, classrooms, training labs, a new entrance, driveway, outdoor meeting space, and parking space at a cost of $40 million. The institution is a registered independent school operated by the Sisters of Mercy of Jamaica. It has provided training and apprenticeship to rural youths since 2007 in partnership with Art NSTA Trust and the City and Guilds Originals, a boys-only boarding institution. There are currently 120 students on roll, including girls. They offer nationally certified programs from level 2 to level 3 diplomas, in food preparation and culinary arts and supervision, barbering, IT and office application, contact service, and customer services. Now, what I want you to know that I myself spent 6 challenging years of my childhood at this plantation in Manchester called St. John Bosco Boys Home. It's a place where heartbreakingly children are used as slaves, subjected to physically, mentally, emotionally, and sexual abuse by the very staff entrusted with their care. The facility hosts 160 boys between the ages of 6 to 18 years of age. This is my personal experience and what I witnessed there. Please bear with me as this is very disturbing and emotional for me to share. But today I decide to shine a light on St. John Bosco Boys Home, especially given the attention it's recently gained when our Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, was pictured at the $40 million US project. As a child, I always vowed to expose this place. Looking back at one of the photos, it brings back memories and emotion I didn't know still existed. So join me as I expose the sinister underbelly of this establishment and the murder cover-up perpetrated by Sister Susan Fraser. Stay tuned. We need to shed light on the shadow where injustice hides. I'm going to share with you guys. Let me take a quick break and come back. Don't touch the dial.
Our eternal God and Father, we give you thanks for your mercies and your kindness towards us, your people. We thank you that you are great and you are supreme. You sit on high, my God. Heaven is thy throne and earth is thy footstool. You're an amazing God that you control the entire globe, and you're awesome in all the things that you have done. We thank you this morning as we come to you, God, that the many chains that are to be broken, the many divisions, my God, are to be mended, and the entire Jamaica needs you, my God. And so we look to you this moment. We ask you, my God, that you're going to intervene today as you have already started to do, Lord. Your mighty power. We pray for the Holy Spirit to intervene in the lives of your people. I pray, God, you're going to break the chains of sin and the barriers, my God, that have intervened in the lives of many. You're going to crush the elements of evil, and you're going to let the name of your name stand tall because your majesty and high. We pray, God, you're going to walk into this temple, walk across Jamaica, bind the forces of darkness, compel the enemy surrender, take full control of Jamaica. Crime and violence and perplexities and trials and family issues and problems. I pray, God, and when you're finished today, your name will be uttered. People will begin to say, my God, did not our hearts burn within us? Have your divine way upon your people at this moment. We look to you, my God, by faith, from the top to the bottom, from the east to the north, from the west to the south. I pray, God, as an intervention today, let your name be glorified. Let an amazing truth be known, and that your people will join in saying, thou art God, and you're God alone. Bless your people today, my God, and you're going to touch, heal, and deliver. Many have come with sorrows and perplexities and trials, some with sickness and conditions, my God, that man cannot help. But we cry out to you, Lord, as the people in Nineveh, help, Lord, help, help, help us, my God, help, Jesus. A generation need you, a whole church need you. Magnify your name with us. Come and heal and set free, liberate your people. My God, we beg you, help, Jesus, from king's house to harm's house. Help, 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 help. Oi, oi, oi. Oh God, help, help, help. Oh God, we can't make it without you. We can't walk without you. Walk with us, Jesus. Walk through our lives, Jesus. Mash up the plans. Mend back, my God. Let there be peace on earth. Oh God. Oh God, have your way. We look to you now that you're going to take on control among those ministers of the gospel. Unite us, Lord. And we pray that your will be done. Lord, let the Holy Spirit walk through this building today. Walk, Jesus. Walk into the lives of your people. Walk to correct. Walk to rectify. Walk to bring peace. Walk, my God. Walk to shake up. Walk, Jesus. Oi, oi. Oh God, we beg you, Lord. We need your help. We need your help. Help come from you, Lord. If you mend Nineveh, you can mend Jamaica. If you mend, my God, other parts, if you control Saul, you can control the world. Oh God, we pray that you're going to take full control. Your words are about to be read. Give us hearts to receive them. And let your will be done, Jesus. We begging you, Lord. Are we calling on you today? Help that Jamaica may see. Help that Jamaica may see that you are God. Help. Help as you walk through. Help. Help in sorry. Help in karma. Help in Middlesex. East, west, north, and south. Help. Help, Lord. The godly man sees it. And the faithful fail from among the children of men. Walk into the lives of your people now. We ask your blessings now. In the name of Jesus Christ. Our Lord, amen.
Welcome to the Lady Whistleblower Show with Dr. Gordon. We fearlessly uncover the truth.
We thank you for staying with us. Now, this afternoon, I want to take you guys back to 1988. January 5th, 1988. I remember this year because this year, on September 12th, 1988, I've experienced my very first hurricane, Hurricane Gilbert. On January 5th, 1988, I was taken to the family court and was given over to the state. I was 8 years old at the time. I was sent to a children's homes in Rollington Town, area known as Burger Gully, somewhere below Olmsted Road, I believe the avenue was Reddy's Avenue or Reddy's Street or Reddy's Circle, but it was some Reddy's because the children's home named Reddy's Children Homes. It was operated by one Jul, Julie or Juliet. I don't remember that name, but I remember it was some J name. However, spend a few months, 2 months, and few days, maybe weeks at that children homes. Upon arriving at that children home, there was boy and girls placed at that homes, and we were having a ring game, and I was in the ring and I chose this girl, and we're groping up on each other. We know what ring game is in Jamaica. And that night, I guess I had some feelings for that girl. We were being called boyfriend and girlfriend, and that night, while everyone was asleep, we had the girls' dormitory, which was a room and a girls' room and a boys' room, where a few bunk beds are in the rooms of each rooms. And I leave my room as an 8-year-old child while everybody was asleep and went to the girl dormitory and where they talk in the girl room and where they're talking. And I fell asleep in the bed. I remember it was a Saturday night. I remember the Sunday morning, Jewel, for some reason, the jewel stuck on my tongue. But I remember the Judith, I believe her name was Judith. And the Sunday morning, she came out and put me out of the line and use a rocking chair foot. I remember it was a broken rocking chair in the yard, and she used that rocking chair foot. 8 years old, I was 8 years old. And she used that rocking chair foot with screws in it and beat me with it. Well, what I thought was beat, I as a grown man now I can say assaulted me with that rocking chair foot. And because it wasn't far from where I grew up, I've decided that I was going to run away, and I spoke about it. And I told a few of the children there, and I guess news went back to her. And I was planning on running away the Sunday, when when the place is quiet and in the day. Planning on running over the fence and go up on Homestead Road. I know how to run on Homestead Road and just take it back, go up off Langston Road and head home. But the Saturday morning, around 10 o'clock, I remember this white lady and another gentleman came to pick me up, and pick me and another guy, another boy at the time. His name, we called him Popeye, Omar Augustus. And they pick us up, and this is when I met Sister Susan Fraser, because Sister Susan Fraser came and picked me up in a white, what we call IACE bus. And we drove in that IACE, which said our goodbye to the kids there. I didn't know where I was going. I was just following instruction as a little child. And they took me and they transferred me from Kingston in Rollington Town, where his children homes, drove to Mandeville, Hatfield, Manchester, to this plantation named St. John Bosco Boys Home. Now, as I enter this plantation, we drove past a little cottage. What we found out to be that it was the convent, and we drove miles up on a long little pathway on the plantation up to the school property, where it was a huge opening, huge football field, and at the time it was the most kids I've ever seen in my life, because when you're little, everything big to you. So then it was 137 boys who was at the home, between the age of 6 years old to 18 years old. And while Mr. Simpson, Damian Simpson, I've been looking at his face and trying to remember the name, if it ring a bell, and I can't place the name Damian Simpson. But I would like to know if this reached to Mr. Simpson or anyone at from St. John Bosco Boys Home who would willing to come forward and tell their story. Please reach out to us. The number is on the screen, and it flashes across the board. While Mr. Simpson, you always have a few boys that will come and speak well, because they trained us and use us to their disposal. While Mr. Damon Simpson can come and speak excellent words, because based on what is stated, he's working there now. I can assure you that there are other stories that Mr. Simpson isn't speaking about. But while somebody had taken it on themselves, Mr. Simpson has taken upon himself to elaborate on the glorious moments of St. John Bosco Boys Home. Let me give you, he also said he spent 6 years. I would like to know between when the 6 years, because I ran away in I ran away when I was what? I think it was 1992 I ran away. 1995, sometime around there. 1996, 1994, 1995, I ran away. I don't remember the year, but I remember the age. I was 14 when I ran away. I'm 45, 46 this year. And I was there between the age of 8 and 14. I remember seeing all these boys sitting around on the property or playing football or under the tree or whatever game they were playing out in the field. But there was a whole lot of kids there. And I was brought in, and I was placed in a dormitory, which I believe 37 boys. in the dormitory, if memory calls, 16 or 18 beds on one side and the same on the other side. We have a pathway in the middle of the dorm, and each corner, the four corner of the dormitory, they have bunk beds. Every other beds are single beds. At 5:30 every morning, we would wake up. Well, at 5:30, Monday to Friday, we would wake up. We would wake up 5:30 every morning, Monday to Friday. And under that bed, each one of us would be laying down or stooping under that bed, dusting for 30 minutes. You have 5 minutes to spread your bed, make your bed, and then you go underneath the bed. You have to wake up, get a boom, boom, boom on the wall of the dormitory. That's how they wake you up, and the light turn on. And these are all male staff except for Susan Fraser, who's down by the convent with a few females. And you would go under the bed, under those little single bed, and you stay under there for 30 minutes. And you have to be dusting, cleaning, just dusting, cleaning. You stay there just dusting. Now it's a small little single bed. And you have to be under there for 30 minutes. Polishing, sweeping, mopping away the dust, make sure there's no dust under there. And then you have the slave masters who, because I used to call them staff, but as we grow older and realize what slave and slave mentality is, we realize these were slave masters and had us on a plantation. During the 30 minutes under those single bed, the slave masters would walk around with whip, a mop stick or a broomstick or a piece of button cut out or a wooden plank cut out as a stick or some form of wood shaping out like a mop stick or a broomstick. This is what they would beat us with. And they would go around and they use their finger to test the dust, if there's any dust or any spot under the bed. And I guarantee you, if there is spot of dust under the bed, you've been called out to fold your hand like this, turn your ass around, and you get flogging. Maybe whatever amount they decide for you to receive, that's what they're gonna give to you on your ass. Now, while you've been getting flogged with whatever instrument in the hand, if they decide to give you 5 or 10 flogging, it has to be 5 or 10 flogging with your arms full and you don't touch your ass. It was the intention to give you 10 flogging, and when they reach 9, it pain you so much and you move your arm from being fold and touch your ass, I guarantee you it start back at 1, and we're not singing Brian McKnight's song. And until you can bear that whipping with your arms fold to the maximum amount of number that they decide, if it's 10 or 5, before it stops. And then guess what? When done, you have to return and take position under the bed, dusting. Now at times, as youngster, we wake up 5:30 in the morning. You know sleep still beats some of us. So we'll find some of us sleeping, doze off. while dosing. And I guarantee you, sometimes it's the bed that they lift, boom, 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 that startle you out of your sleep. And they call you out. Jermaine Gordon, come out. Because I was sleeping. And you're getting flagging. Sometimes it's they pull you by your chest, your clothes. And when you come in, they just poop with the fist. Boom, boom, boom. Just pull it in like this. Or they give you 2 gladiator across your face. These are kids between the age of 6 to 18. So when Mr. Simpson's gonna come and speak nicely about what his experience is, yes, you're gonna learn discipline and you learn livestock, because that's where I know about farming, how to plant and so forth. But it wasn't anything fun. It was torment, abuse, physically, mentally, emotionally, and at oftentimes, thank God for Jesus, I wasn't one of those kids who was sexually abused by staffs at this plantation, St. John Bosco Boys Home. Now, within the 30 minutes, when the 30 minutes finish, you are summoned from underneath your bed and you go to the bathroom to brush your teeth and wash your face. You brush your teeth and you wash your face. And you get in line. It's 4 dormitories. And the 4 dormitory, each divided up into 137 boys. I remember the dormitories name: Savla, Claver, Joseph, and Martin. Claver was the pissabed dorm for bedwetters. Savia was a step up from those who wet bed and stop wetting bed. Joseph and Martin was the more top prestige dormitories. I slept in Martin the first night, I think, for 2 nights, then was placed in Joseph, and I remember I was settled in Savla. As I said, I went there at the age of 8. By the age of 9 years old, I was placed to supervise 27 other boys in the pig farm. By the age of 9 years old, I was castrating animals. What's castrating animals? I was cutting out the pig balls, injecting them, cutting out the pig balls so we don't have more man pig boars than sow. The males are called boars and the female pigs are called sow. So from a tender age, I was doing those things. And at 9 years old, I was responsible supervising 27 other boys for the pig farm. What we do at the pig farm, we have a biogas. What's a biogas? It's St. John Bosco is known to have their own gas that we cook with. And that gas is made from pig feces. So we have pig pen and we have 27 pigs. And well, at the time we have 137 pigs, 127 pigs. And they are in pig pens. We have weaners. What's our weaners? Weaners are pigs that are 4 weeks old, 6 weeks old. We have fatteners. Fatteners are those that's going to be killed. So after the weaners, they reach like 6 weeks to 2 months. They can be killed and be eaten. So fatteners go up for kill. And you have the sows are the females and the boars are the male. We have to make sure we have a limited boars because we don't want to control the population. And would feed the pigs, would see to it that the pens wash. Now what we use and wash the pens are the water from the water that we shower with from the shower room and wash with. Run down in a shaft or a gutter to a pit, and we bail that water from that pit into another pit. We bail that water from the shaft, and once somebody would have broom and a water boot on, and we have our overalls, and one person tossing the water in the pen while the other person using the push brooms to clean out the pig pen. Now all that water run down into a shaft, into a gutter, and go into a pit. And we bail that water from a pit into another pit, and we store that up, and that water with all the pig feces go into a pit that's 22 feet deep, cover with a huge tin over it. And that fume from the feces go up into a pipe, a long PVC pipe, and you connect it to the stove, turn the stove on, and we get gas. So that's the goodness of learning. We learn from there. But let's talk about the abuse. What they don't let you know, that 6 o'clock in the morning, you come downstairs. I said 5:30. Sorry, you wake up 5 o'clock, and by 5:30 you got to be downstairs. And 5:30, 4 dorms meet downstairs, and we line up with our arms on each other shoulder. We line up by size, the height, the shorter one at the front, taller one at the back. Now, if a simple mistake like just taking your hand off somebody's shoulder to scratch your head or do something, you will be called and get beaten for it, and then punished for it. We'll be given machete, hose to go on the farm, and we'll line up. We'll go to our designated farms, and we'll line up, each dorm line up side by side, and they start at the count of 3 or whatever way they want to do it. And we have to bend down and start weed, not chopping, weed out the grass, weed out everything out of the ground with the machete. And you can't stand up and bend your back or stand up. You have to stoop down. If you stand up, you get beaten. Sometimes, this time now, you can get beaten with the machete or any other wooden plank on the farm. And you've been stand over. You have back master, the slave master, what we call staff at the time, stand over the kids as we do these work in the hot sun. with no water for drink. You can't ask to go drink water because there's no water on these farm. When you finish and go back in the line, go lunchtime, you line up and you go back in the line and you go eat lunch. That's when you drink water. You stay in the sun for hours. And if you're tired, you get beaten and punished. Now, if you're well behaved and you have a responsibility, those of us who have responsibility, like myself, I was responsible for other kids in the pig farm. Some people respond for clean the pavement, the clothing room, the tool room. When you do these things good and without any problem at the end of each Saturday, they give you $10 to go to Mandeville for buy whatever you want, have time, and you come back before 6 o'clock. Sister Susan Fraser had a belt we call Exterminator. Was this thick, a leather belt. It wasn't a belt of like a real belt, but you know what Jamaican we call belt. It was made of leather and it was this thick. We called a white one. It called Exterminator. Exterminator was at St. John Bosco before I went there, and I know when I left there and years after, when I went back to visit, Exterminator was still kicking up rumpus. I don't know what it's called now. Now, Sister Susan Fraser would have that belt and store it down by the convent. And if your name been, because they record everything, and if your name call up more than 3-4 times as a troublemaker, you fail your project or whatever, she comes up at a certain time of the month from the convent, and you have something that you call upstairs. Now, what they take you upstairs for? They take 4 staff upstairs, sometimes 3 to 4 staff upstairs with Sister Susan Fraser. And Sister Susan Fraser of Exterminator. And remember I tell you about those bunk beds? Picture the bunk beds without bunk. You put to lay on the bed and hold the top rail, and you're gonna get 10 lashing on your ass. That's what they bring you upstairs to do. 10 lashing. But you get 10 lashing and 10 lashing only if you remain holding the bed rail while you get the 10. Because if you move your hand at any given time, we're starting back at 1. And we're not singing Brian McKnight's song. So you could reach 8 or 9, and it hurts so much that you touch it, they start over. I've seen boys gone upstairs and come down with the ass black and blue, can't sit on it for days, weeks. And Sister Susan Fraser, they have an infirmary on the facility that they will dress the wound and treat these kids without nobody to the public knowledge. Now, as boys, we're kids and we're playing amongst each other, groaning on each other, hopping on each other, humping on each other. And I've seen on more than one occasion, on numerous occasions, where these boys were caught having sex. Kids were caught having sex on the property. and they would be called out, put in front of the entire school of 137 boys, and forced to perform whatever act, the sexual act they were performing privately, publicly, in front of the entire school. Now, growing up at the time, I didn't know that that could be considered child pornography. 135 boys among the other 4 or 5 staffs that there would stand up and watch the 2 children that was caught, or some other kids caught them having sex. They would have to perform whatever sexual act they were performing privately, publicly, in front of the entire school. And when done, they would get flogging with whichever instrument of the sort that I've mentioned before, and then place in the sun on some planks that they call rocks, and you have to hold your head down and shut your eyes while everybody else play. And if you dare to hold up your head, you've been called to get abused physically and then placed back in the sun. While everybody play, you'd have to stay out there in the sun for hours, the entire day. Sometimes some of these kids have been on the rock before. And sometimes the worst time for you to fall on get placed on the rock is during the weekend, when everybody's it's just about play day, Friday and Saturday, especially Sunday. There's no farm on Sundays. And everybody's playing and use in the sun, sitting down holding head. And sometimes you just dare to look around and somebody playing a ball and you will get your ass whipped or a gladiator to your face. And these are what kids have to face in this place. St. John Bosco Boys Home. Oftentimes, you have boys that would fed up and run away. And when they run away, they would be caught and forced back to the plantation. And of course, when you come back, you have to go upstairs. Anybody run away and get caught have to go upstairs to be abused, tortured. These things, as a child coming up, you don't know these are abuse. You don't know that you're being tormented. You don't know that you suffer from PTSD from all these things growing up, because we just grew up and we just have kids. We just grow and we live. And some of you may sit down and say I'm exaggerating. Allow me to share with you some photograph. And no. I don't know what's going on here with all these bunk beds, but growing up in Bosco, these weren't all these mentioned. Remember, I said it was 4 bunk beds. So one in this corner, one in that corner, and one on each end. Everything else would be beds without bunk. So the fact that they doing bunks now, they double up on the numbers. Now here, follow the mouse. I hope you're seeing it. The mouse. Here is one of the dormitory, and I believe this dorm was Cleaver, the Pissabed dorm from this end, yes. Or I could be wrong, it could be Savia. But here below, I know it's the dining room area. Now, this I can assure you is the recreational hall. And this is the devil standing here. And when I say the devil, this photograph took me way back looking at this photograph. When I said this woman standing here is the devil, if you don't believe me, look in the eyes of these kids and tell me which part you see joy, peace, happiness. Look in the eyes of these kids. Of course, she come for the camera and she tried to put on, which she do all the time. As I look at this photograph, it take me. Look in the eyes of these kids. And I remember sitting in this recreation hall. The recreation hall hours was after the day end and you finish playing, you come off the field by 5:30, 6 o'clock. They take you to the shower and you go and shower. And of course, you shower the shower room. I believe it was 2 different shower rooms, but you shower by house. No, it's one big shower room, and you shower by house. So if 35 of us is in one house, that's when we go in, and the 35 of us go in and we shower. While some getting wet, water falling down, we come out. The other come out and we soaping up, and while some soaping up and switch off, and at the time the staff is there watching with all the time with stick, whip, anything in their hand, ready to assault at any given time. And when they say, okay, that's it, you have to come out. And when they finish showering, that's when you go eat, and after you eat, supper. Excuse me, they put you in the recreation hall to watch TV. And that fold arm there, remember I tell you how they line up in sizes. Notice the boys them. Shorter, the taller. That's how it's always been. And the way they fold the arm, that's how you would have to sit down for whatever amount of hours you're in that recreation hall watching TV. And please, as a child, don't think you can talk. You have a bench and 4 of us is on one bench. And the four of us is sitting on one bench. There's nothing for your back to rest. It's just a bench you sit on. And for whatever hours you're there watching TV, don't think as a child you can turn to the person next to you and talk and let the staff see. Because if they see you talking while watching TV or in the recreation hall at any given time, you're getting the buff in your chest, the gladiator across your face, the whip on your ass, the beating, and the punishment on top of it. And sometimes, you're becoming teenagers like, oh, no, you're not taking that. That's when you reach upstairs or they'll decide to fight. They call Sister Susan Fraser the big bad wolf, and you go upstairs. Now, in Jamaica, when you normally see a Caucasian person, where most people get eye bloom up and, oh, yeah, pretty. Look at the faces. Look at the eyes of these kids. There's no joy. Look at this little boy here. I remember those looks. I can relate to those looks. So while Prime Minister Andrew Holness coming out to celebrate the opening of the new facility, as they call it, where is it? Sister Susan Fraser RSM Educational Complex. Well done. At the expense of who? No, they are a Catholic church. At the heartache of who? Are you aware of the demon you're standing beside? Or it is that one demon follow the other demon? I remember in 1988, September, Michael Hall. And if anybody from Michael Hall, I believe Michael Hall was from Manchester. Anybody from Michael Hall who was at St. John Bosco Boys Home? Michael Hall died when he was 9 years old. Let me correct. Michael Hall was murdered when he was 9 years old. I was one of the last person that spoke with Michael Hall. It was during Hurricane Gilbert. The light was out. And we line up in the very same dining hall to have supper. And I remember that Michael Hall was upstairs sick. And I took his supper and sat and spoke with him. Michael Hall, they said, died from, I never forgot that word, septic arthritis. But I know for a fact he was murdered from the beating in his stomach. He was called, one day we were playing football and he was called on the staff. I don't remember if it was Plunkett or Johnson. Mr. Plunkett or Mr. Johnson. who gave Michael all this. And from what we understand, when they did the x-ray, there was a stamp in his chest, the print in his chest. And ever since Michael Hall was crying for pain in his chest, they took him to the hospital in Mandeville for days. He was admitted there and he came back. And I remember Susan Fraser came up in front of us in the recreation hall and said it was septic arthritis. I never forgot that name. Michael Hall was murdered and it was covered up. And it's today. I went and I said, let me go and do some research and see what government was in power then. And it was Edward Seaga who was in power. And here we are of Andrew Holness at the ribbon cutting. And the media and the corporate Jamaica want us to believe that Sister Susan Fraser is nothing but a saint, an angelic woman who is helping these young men. Hundreds, thousands of young men like myself was messed up, tormented physically, emotionally, and some of us sexually. Oftentimes, staff will abuse the boys them sexually at these facilities. And growing up at these facilities, you think it's the norm and you would be like, oh, you would wish to be that boy that get molested by the staff because it's a staff member. But here they are celebrating this devil. At the age of 14, I ran away. And as I said, I was responsible for the pig pen, the pig farm. And Garnet Silk house was just few meters from if you walk through the plantation. I remember when they bombed down, they burned down Garnet Silk house. But Andrew Holness, anything for a little fame and any ribbon cutting and stuff. Yeah? Sisters of Mercy. This devil, Susan Fraser. Sister Susan Fraser. Left her country, America, to go and see to it. Black kids are being abused and used in slave. While they build this vocational center at the front and have kids training and all this glorification, the media need to step beyond the walls where you find these kids. Where you find these kids. Is this for real effing thing? L Dog, I guess L Dog answering back to L Dog, I would have like you really calling. Yep. Be a man about it and talk about it. Really, you may get emotional and tear up because today when I saw this photograph, I'm telling you, if I never really look on it before I come out, like, Angela said, who would not try run away? Lewis Beckford said, who would not try run away? Angela said, I've heard worse worldwide about these stories. Well, I've experienced. Rose Johnson, bless up herself. That is wickedness of the youth, satanic behavior. L Dog said, this is the practice of St. John Bosco and Alpha Boys Home. Yes, it is. Did anyone BCA Smith said, did anyone investigate why children were running away? You know, I've never heard of an investigation because they are very good of hiding and covering up the stuff. And they try to tell you when anybody come, don't say much, and you're so scared because you don't want to be upstairs and you don't want to. But I remember always, I don't remember what happened. I think it's after I went upstairs one day. Out of my 6 years up there, they bring me upstairs, and oh God, I had was to hold that thing for 10. When it reached number 9, and in fact, when it reached number 8, I want to take my hand off and hold my ass, but I'm like, and it was for back talking as not back talking a teacher, not just back talking a teacher, but physically fighting a teacher because she was trying. I don't remember what it was. And you know, as teenager, you're pissed at the grass. Yeah, but you don't put your hand on a 14-year-old, a teenager. You don't put your hand on a 40 because, of course, we start. Yes, so me and her start roll on top her on the ground, Miss Yvonne King. And they brought me upstairs for it. And ever since I'd vowed to expose, not knowing that the day would come today, and looking at this photograph, I didn't know that it would have bring me so much pain, so much emotion. Eldog, can you believe that's shocking as hell? Oh, if Eldog not believe, he lived it. Gerald. Godfather, bless up yourself. Jamaica, listen true to my talk. Eldog, you need to call in. I'm saying, please. Is this still happening in Jamaica? Of course it is still happening. It is still happening. Her name is Susan Fraser. Sister Susan Fraser. BCA Summit. Why would the government take children from their home and send them in these hell places? To benefit, self-benefit and self-gain. Farming, when we tell us a plantation, we sit down and weed acres. St. John Bosco is on 36 acres of land, if not 32 acres of land. And I can tell you, we farm, and we plant, we farm, we weed out. I'm not talking chopping grasses, weeding out and taking out the grass from out of the, separate the grass from out of the soil. Every weed from out of the soil, in the red dirt, barefoot, with machete. And then we plant, we go and plant, we cucumbers, with potato, sweet potato, Irish potato, we yam, the bananas, we plant oranges, we plant coffees. Everybody in Jamaica talking about child abuse. Call Lisa, and we get the real abuse. Why you keep saying Lisa, L Dog? No joy in the children's face. You see it? Me feel your pain, Doc. We got you. Who are these people running this place? Are they Jamaican? Sister Susan Fraser, leave from, she's an American and she leave from America to Jamaica 50 years ago. And she's running Bosco some 48 years now, if not 45 years. They better watch out for the, and this is why they're probably taking in these kids from Haiti to go put them in these facilities to go slave them. They better watch out for these. Monica will say they better watch out for these Asian kids that they are bringing into Jamaica. Maybe the reason why they're bringing into Jamaica to go slave them. Louis Beckford said, Jesus, my heart bleeds. L Dog, that's why them give up Alpha and send home the boys. Oh, so Alpha Boys Home is now locked down. Because Susan Fraser wanted everything to be turned focus on Bosco. Monica Wills. Oh, BCA Smith said the children from Haiti came with 11 carriers. What's this? 11 carriers from Haiti? Godfather is an Anglican institution. No, it's a Catholic institution. Yes, Janet Moody's is still going on. Where does the woman come from? She come from the United States of America. Susan Fraser. They try to cover, L Dog said they try to cover their tracks by closing down Alpha boys having sex with each other. Oh, but these are things that they put us to do together. So they can't say because boys having sex with each other, them do how much boys they take out kids and put out in the public. We are experimenting as kids. How is it as adults who are put to oversee children because we are groping each other, experimenting with each other? Because if it was male and female, we'd be doing the same thing, but we're only put amongst the same sex. And you as an adult know that it's wrong, and your way of justifying and disciplining that child is to let them, is demasculate them in front of the entire school to do whatever sexual act they were doing privately. How can anything, any good thought from that child growing up after that happened? And y'all think this is okay, or think it was okay when doing it? They operate through the Anglican Church. No, they are Catholic Church. Why you keep saying Anglican Church? They are Catholics. Godfather, they are Catholics. That's why I always talk. Nobody can tell me nothing about Catholic. They're very helpful, but them wicked. They are Roman Catholics. I used to go out on Sundays. Because on Sundays they let you go and put on your clothes from your clothing room. Your clothes now that you get from the street. You put on your clothes and your shoes, and you go to the mass. St. John Catholic Church down by Grove Street in Mandeville. And I used to go because I want to dress up and go out for the drive. And I remember one Easter, I attended the mass and saw everybody getting up, lining up to go and kiss the statues' feet. And the the little boys, them priest boys, wipe off it with a tissue and you go behind it, go and kiss. And I sat down because I remember my mom taught me the 10 Commandments and the gospel. And the word of God said, worship no other God. And I would be the only child, the only person in the congregation sitting down in this huge place. That's when, and you know, as child, everything even bigger than it is. So while everybody is in line going up to go kiss the statue feet, I would sit down in my seat and I would look around, and sometimes I get scared, but I would always remember my mom putting in my ears, worship no other God. And they stopped me from going to church because they said the devil was inside of me because I didn't go and worship their God and kiss their statues. So no, they are Catholics. Donna Richards, good night. L Dog says Susan a wicked. Marilyn Bryan, good evening. So any of those so-called caregivers still alive? Then again, it doesn't matter. We talking about Jamaica, no problem, man. Oh, Susan Fraser is still alive. She's still in running things. Susan Fraser these things were happening when Susan Fraser was in charge, and she's still in charge. Here, L Dog said Catholic Church. I guess he was correcting the person that's saying Anglican. Mitchie said, who allowed these people in Jamaica to do these things to our children? The Jamaica Labour Party government. In 1988, when the murder Michael Hall, good footballer by the way, and they cover it up. It had me to go and research to see who was the government then. And it was the Jamaica Labour Party, Edward Seaga in power. And that was covered up. And here we are, decades later, Andrew Holness celebrating an opening. And if I really remember, they were more lenient to the Jamaica Labour Party, Susan Fraser. Godfather say they call them sisters of the church. Well, they are not Anglican, they are nuns. They are Catholic. There was a brother. You have sisters and brother. There was a gentleman there, brother Daniel. Very good man, and she get rid of him, and shortly after he died. Anybody, Sister Grace. L Dog, you're supposed to remember Sister Grace from Alpha. She was in Bosco too. Slim, down to earth, curly ear. She cut her ear low. Sister Grace, very good sister. Them give her a fight too. Paula Shealy, is she still alive? She must face justice for the abuse. She's still alive. Andrew is no different from them. He allowed wickedness to take place in Jamaica. Him a demon too. L Dog, lots of youths come out good still, but with a lot of abuse. Yes, because it's either you come out really fucked up, or you come out like with a sense of knowing, say, okay, nobody now gonna fuck with me. I'm not gonna take shit from no one. I've seen it all. And I'm gonna take my stand. If you know have the strong willpower. And as much as me have the strong willpower, no lie, when I saw this photograph today, I weep like a baby. Gerald Rahul, second time I'm hearing you tell this horrible experience. That is about 30 plus years ago. Did you go back to the place to help? Not as an adult. I remember in 2002, I went there, and I think I went back there again after, sometime after. More abuse, money making. Yeah, and they put up this big facility now in her name and in her honor. And I know it's just worse now. Angela said, I believe I'm the first person to be talking about it. And I don't know who's L Dog talking that he's from Alpha Boys Home. But I want you guys to share this, please. Share this, like and share this. I really want to share this. I've never really begged for something to go viral, but I want this determined. I'm determined for this video here to go viral. Let everybody see, because I am sure that a whole lot of boys willing to come and talk about this. I'm 45 years old. Most of the boys them will be my age or a little older or 2-3 years younger. El Dog said this is no good at all. Government need to take over Alpha. Catholic heads needs to step in. I don't know if Catholic heads need to step in, because this is what they give. This is what they all know about, and they cover it up. Stop talk about God. Don't you see? Is the people who call themselves Christian do all these wickedness? That was from Paula Sheely. Mitchie said these mother effers can't be trusted. Carlene Jones, good evening. Beulah, you're correct. Paula, we are so programmed to always saying God. El Dog, I had to drink a gallon of water at Alpha. My belly nearly bust. And staff make you do these things, right? To drink the gallon of water. Abina, good afternoon. Demon Susan Fraser, yes. Of course, it must be forced to drink it. Why them not call some of us so we can tell them our story? El Dog, call in. The numbers them they here. Call in and tell your story. Give your story. Call in. We're giving it the opportunity to. Hence the reason why I step forward with this. Nobody in the hospital, because these are people in society and people who they look up to. I was forced to drink 1 gallon of water by a staff. See, I said it must be a staff member. Speak truth to power. Is money making Susan Depan wicked? Entertainment now say, yet we have all these children organization where they to monitor and give oversight. Kiss me damn teeth. OCA. Sister should not be working with children. Well, I don't know about that, BCA Simit. Because she been working with us, with St. John Bosco for years. It's repeating itself on the children in slave generation. All of you should speak out about these things non-stop. El Dog said they are holding on to the property of Alpha for themselves. We need help, Jamaica, to change these 2 devil places. Well, if other people should come out and speak out, L Dog, which I'm encouraging you to do also, but let your voice be heard. Abena said, not hearing, no son, no son, no son. Oh, I guess that was earlier when I was asking about the. Mitchie said, you people need to stir up some investigation about these places. Well, this is what we're starting this now. Too many hide in silence for years, the Godfather said. Carlene Jones said, I will have to listen to it over because I have missed out from the beginning. L Dog said, this place Alpha was donated by the Catholic, but a few people need it for themselves now, so they are coming under business venture. It's a big plot. And of course, Alpha Boys Home is a huge piece of property. I remember it in the heart of Kingston. It take up the entire from Rona Duppy Gate, go all the way back down to Elliston Road. And from Elliston Road, go all the way back to South Camp Road. So of course, everybody is trying to get a piece of the pie. While they bring the kids them down in the art of, and this is why they double up the bunks. To go enslave them down in the country. Wait, yes, because we are not hearing anything now. Oh, you're talking about the sound or about what we talk? The Catholic Church, Rosemary King said the Catholic Church is responsible for so much abuse all over the world. No sound, no sound, no. Oh, so there was a time when there was no sound? Or I guess that was when I was reading testing the sound to see if you were hearing the clipping. Monica Wills, I don't even go in the church. My grandmother always warned us about them. There is a lot of that never been told. Gerald Rule, talking and talking alone cannot help. It is equal to praying. L-Dog said, these places can help kids, but not the way they run them. A lot of good youths comes out of them, but are tough with tough. Sometimes we have to eat raw ackee to survive. Monica will say my system is down. No, I'm not hearing anything now, but I guess is very upset because he has been a victim of terrible system and memories. Don't go away that easily. Andrea Joan Hamilton, my God, these people need to be exposed. BCS Mr. L-Dog, they cannot take responsibility for the children and places them in an abusive situation. That's exactly. Can't hear anything. Guess that's when I'd asked a question earlier and I'm way behind, yes, because I'm an hour behind looking at your comments. Yes, people, please like and like and press up the like button, please. It's appreciative. L-Dog, been through it too, so I know what the doc is feeling. They go to Africa in poor areas and they have been doing the same thing to our youths, Carlin Jones says. Monica Wells, I would never put my kids in any of those places unless I'm dead. I work hard and take care of my kids. Yes, and I would encourage their parents, mother, father, other family members, don't quick to give your kids them over to children's homes and think they are going to be in a good place. No. Thank God for Alpha Boys Home. Yes, the good thing about it, they had the music where a lot of musicians came out of Alpha Boys Home and stuff. But of course, it's all about your strong mentality, how you can cope. Because each and every, and I mean thousands, hundreds of thousands of our men came out of these two homes and other homes in Jamaica and go through these abuse, witness these abuse. Yes, Stacy and Stona, we have class there, but it's on the property. And that's why I say she's the devil. L Dog said this woman is one of the wickedest I've ever known. Colin Jones, Dr. Jermaine, we are not hearing you. L Dog, been to classes, yes. Even after leaving, some of us further ourselves. Someone else need to do a documentary and expose them. Some of us are top musician also. That's what I was just saying. A lot of them going. People say no sound. What? I have that plan. Dogs, I have that plan, a documentary and everything. We from Alpha presently have a WhatsApp group and try to help each other in any way, both yard and abroad. Well, Dog, I need to join that WhatsApp group because I'm quite sure some of those members know about Bosco Boys Home. We can get them together and we'll start a Bosco Boys Home. And I was thinking about a Bosco Boys Home Facebook group or something to gather past boys from Bosco together, because I'm quite sure there's a lot of us who really want to come out and talk about these things. And it would help us a lot. We sit down and we hold these things inside and we say we're man and we be shameful and we're not, and we think we can't break down. But it's time. We didn't do it for ourselves, let's do it for the others. They don't want you to tell what's happening at those places. Claudia White, they are placed in homes for various reasons, and for them to go through this trauma is wicked. Yeah, okay, you have a lot of boys at these homes. There wasn't even troublemaker. My mother said I used to give trouble, but I know growing up is because of my lifestyle and she was trying to protect me from the community. You have a lot of kids who are orphans, was given up for adoption. Mother run left them in the hospital and them end up in these places. And this is what happened. Dog, you guys must let it be known all over Jamaica. Dog, we're gonna leak it all soon. That's why they close Alpha. Oh, I didn't even know that Alpha Boys Home was closed. No one play with these untouchable. They will silence you. Well, I'm not afraid. And your Dog say I'm not afraid of no one. I'm protected and can protect myself. Is this woman still there? Yes, she is. Dog, this woman presently run Alpha Boys School in Kingston. Yeah, because I know that from what I heard, she had Poison Mary, Sister Mary, that's what her name, from Alpha, the one that used to run Alpha. So did they mess with my thing? Because I'm getting quite a few people now say Marcus Garvey said a man without a knowledge of his history is like a 3 blowing with the wind, because this is actually history repeating itself, so we should be aware. Mitchie said, oh my God, so that means she's still doing this to the children there. Oh, yes. At the time when Lisa Anna closed Alpha and said boys are abusing each other, it was a smoke screen. They just need the property, politician and company. Oh, so Lisa, they're behind it too. Uh-huh. I hope the radio station get this. The biggest abuse came from the staff and L Dog saying that someone in the country need to hear this. L Dog said, if I ever link up with some past boys and confront them, I just pure shame and disgrace. Someone will pay though. God nah sleep. L Dog, you need to contact me. We need for link. Just sorry this platform wasn't bigger because Jamaica must know the truth. Government never play for them part either. Hungry lick bad and them place there. Hungry lick bad at them place there. Anybody here ever eat raw ackee? Oh, so when you say you eat raw ackee, you literally eat it because of hunger. I remember one time I had was to, we were on the farm working. And it was a Saturday afternoon and they decided that they're not making us go for lunch until we finish doing the work that they give us to do. And lunch supposed to serve at 12:30, and I'm talking 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're still out in the sun, no water, just working out in the sun. And I plan up for just faint, pretend to faint and pass out for everybody and take a demonstration so we could all go eat. And that's how they brought us to go eat. Share the live, please. More people need to hear this from Jermaine's truth. Sound, please, hearing now. Okay, so there was something with the sound, I don't know. And that's such a long time. I must listen back and see what was going on. That's crazy. L Dog said, just I live and give God thanks to be alive still. Right now, my heart is tougher than anything you guys can think of. I'm heartless, so I cannot confront any of these people. When did you go to school? I'd say that sound black hate slavery working children underage. Reach out to the others that share your experience and expose the white witch. She was there in youth ministry, bro. She is the person that should have looked out for us. And from 80 have disabilities. Us. Hold on. The children from Haiti have disability that they're sending to Jamaica? People may come at me and say I'm discriminating against. I'm not discriminating against any disability, anyone with any disability. But what are we taking disability children from Haiti to do what with? We have our country, our little island Jamaica have a few disability kids of our own. School of Hope and the school, most people don't even have the knowledge and the sense to say, oh, try send them kids with disability to school because they shame and embarrass. So what is it that we're taking? Is Jamaica a nation that assists drastically with kids with disability for special? Is Jamaica like Cuba when it comes to health? Why are we taking kids with disability from Haiti? To do what with? How does that benefit us as a country? How does it benefit us as a people? And I hear the lady from America stated that America, the country that she's from, didn't want to take them, so they're glad that Jamaica, because a few dollars on your illness. That is a radio. Every Christian Susan Fraser. That is on the radio every day. Yes, I believe she do, Gerald. I believe she do have a radio show. Susan Fraser. I do believe. Speaking of it now, I do believe she have a radio show. Radio show. BCA Summit. Yes, sir. 11 carriers arrived with the children from Haiti as they have disability. Wow. Them Catholic helped to create the gay lifestyle. All girls school has a large population of lesbian, and the same for the boys. Has slavery really ended? Not at all. A Christian woman, Susan Fraser. Yes, I really believe. Yes, if memory recall now, I do remember she have a radio show. I never knew she still have it. She do have a radio show. This need to look into. This is cruelty. These people treat their dogs better than human. Oh, speaking of dogs, I remember she always have some German Shepherd down there where she give the big nice meat and stuff, and we get chicken tripe one time. Chicken tripe. And when it run our belly and we couldn't, because the toilet them full up, it couldn't hold the amount of toilet, and people, the kids them just go run and just let it out anywhere else. They punish the entire house. Journey with me 876. Best up yourself. Sister Grace, everybody. Oh, so yes, L Dog. So L Dog gonna lie, L Dog a tell. Yes, man, Sister Grace. And me never there Alpha, but me know say even Bosco and them fight out Sister Grace. Sitting here watching, bless up yourself. The biggest obia in the world is Christianity, Beulah said. Blessing to you all. Abina said, good night from the Gambia. I am sharing all over the globe. Bless up Marlene Dallas. L Dog say, I'm here, bro. Lots of youth willing to share this same story. Well, we need to definitely link up. I want to be a part of that WhatsApp group. I want to try get some Bosco boys from it. I'm quite sure somebody knows somebody. Somebody from Alpha knows somebody that was in Bosco, because Bosco always transfer to Alpha Boys Home. That's when you reach that's where you go for learn a trade. So many plans for them. I know they have a lot of plans. She had a lot of plans in store for me, because as I said, they were at the age of 9. I was supervising the pig farm, castrating. I know how much glucose, how much pig. One time I get beaten. Wicked, and punished for eat Complan as a kid, because it tastes like, I didn't know that Complan was for kids. Because it tasted so and smelled so much like baby feeding. So we got it, and we were supposed, those piglet that born with disability, or the mother is sick and can't breastfeed, or the mother pass off while giving birth, they would give us complan and molasses to feed the pigs. But as a child, I remember now the complan used to smell and look just like baby feeding. And one day I tasted and I was like, oh, damn. And I'm eating and I get beaten like crazy if I eat out the pig food. Is when I grow older, I realize that complan is indeed something for kids, not for animal. Abina say I will listen over as I drive to work. Alpha Boys Center soon turn apartment. Oh, wow. And I wonder who won it. I will call you one day and talk. Low on credit. Okay. WhatsApp me. Make sure you WhatsApp me. The sound went off when you were mentioning that Garnet Silk House was close by. That's when I log on as well. Oh, yeah? Interesting. She has a program on the radio called Cool Oasis that kill you with Bible and Jesus. She is true. She's same one. I remember, and this is years now because I remember she did have a pro, Susan Fraser. Gonna link up with a few past students and link with you. Please do. Marlene Dallas, one should not be ashamed of what happened to them. When it's not their fault, they should speak out. You were out for a while. Oh, yeah? Oh, yes, man, sitting here watching thousands of boys. Remember, L-Dog, how much boys used to host at Alpha? Because I know Alpha was twice the size of Bosco, and Bosco used to host 137 boys. And talking about from the early, 50s to now. They fly all over Africa, and the African people look up to them as God in 2024. A lot of the pedo. A lot of them are pedo. Government is a bumble. It's clear to see. Dr. G, did you ever get any counseling? I've never really sit down and talk. I've spoke about my past, but I've never really sit down and talk to anyone about what took place at St. John Bosco. And honestly to God, looking at this photograph here today, it let me know that it's something that I really need to gather myself and deal with, because it was really hard looking at this photo. So maybe I definitely need to speak to someone in regards to this. They probably took the disabled kids from Haiti because when they abuse them, they can't express themselves clearly. To spare them from the authorities. What's this? No help. A lot of autistic children around and not getting help. But they're taking in more. Haiti disability could be a smoke screen, could be trafficking. Sharon Thompson. Beulah said, let us pray that they don't get abused. They're getting abused by the fact that they even coming to Jamaica. along with some World Bank staff, Chicken Tribe. Oh, yes. Miranda Murdoch said, good evening, Dr. J, and everyone. Blessing to you all. We should find out her radio station and call in. I don't think she, I don't think, I don't know, I don't think she do call in. And the thing is, okay, I'm gonna figure something out. I don't think they do call in. Bridget, you're butchering the English language, man. You're John Rukumbine. That's what you're here for. Bridget, you're butchering the English language, man. Are you a PhD person? Yes, I am. Not in English. Not in English. I'm Jamaican and we speak Patois. I'm Jamaican and we speak Patois. That's our first language. It is a language, not a dialect. John Rukumbine said your grammar and reading is elementary school, man. Yes, John Rukumbine. And because you are here as an elementary school with from an elementary school with an elementary state of mind, I have to speak like that so you can understand because everybody else understand and get it. But you come with your little small talk. Beulah said Christianity has the world under spell, dynamic spell. L-Dog said it was about okay, it was about 300 at Alpha Boys. So 300 and 137, that's almost 500 boys circulating over 50 years, circulating, putting out in Jamaica society that experience this. Sitting here watching, said, John, you don't have nothing to do. Waste man, come on. Right? And I have a fee. Oh, funny. Everald Morgan, good afternoon. For some reason, when I see the name up here, so the Rukumbine, the mind run upon you, Everald Morgan. Bless up yourself. Provoking is every time you are polished in speaking. Not talking about pathos. Second chance, your experience make Jesus crucifixion look like a walk in the park. Boy. Colin Jones said in the US they have Me Too that brought down a lot of rich, famous pedophiles. I don't know if this can happen in Jamaica because a lot of them trust and believe if Jamaica should take on, and it's so funny because Jamaica tried to follow everything America do. Why they don't follow America in the Me Too movement? They would never, because too much of the elective personnel would be held accountable. Well, enough of you, Mr. Rukumbine. L Dog, please make sure you send me a WhatsApp message. You don't have to have credit for sending a WhatsApp message. I need to be in that group. I'm just looking to see if you have already texted me. Oh yes, and I've been getting message that the sound. Well, that wasn't on my side. I guess they did something. I don't know. Or the Wi-Fi went low. I don't know what was it, but I will look back and see. at what point I went low just now. But I'm asking you kindly to share this so that people could get it. And I will definitely be following up and reaching out to others who had faced the same fate. This is the Lady Whistleblower Show, and I'm your host, Dr. Jermaine Gordon. Jamplu, interesting interaction as usual. Do not be distracted, Dr. Gordon. Thank you, I won't be. Tell John you are comfortable speaking your language because you are not English and will never be. So let John know his history. That is, Kuta Kente had been beaten to English. I'm not looking at him, but I just have to cross all the T. And then with a name like Rukumba. Joe, Demon unleashed in Jamaica from anti-owners to position of Prime Minister. Boy, I believe that they were rattling to be out. Yeah, you can't say that. They were rattling to be out. I was gonna say they'd be out long before anti-owners, but I can't say they were rattling to out. But they're more predominantly out now, open, and do not care since Andrew Holness, because I was under the impression that he wanted to legalize Obia, not know that he did legalize Obia. So what else? They don't even want to disclose the sex registry. They can't, because too much of them. You know, much of them as R.I.P. Owen. Other gay youth who just died recently, I think last week, passed off HIV, knock him down. Yeah? And he is one of from the 400 that you hear me talk about, the list of 400 were Russell. And Russell was a man with at Jamaica AIDS support, working with collecting the antiretroviral pill them to distribute out. And he dead. Left a list of over 400 young boys that he give HIV to. One just passed off few days ago. Rest in peace, Owen. God Harriet said, just look at him and his wife, but they have two cute boys coming out. That's a fact. Maybe that's why him get them into locks and then do something to the eye, change the cuteness, that cute look from them. I don't know, but who knows? But we appreciate those of you. I believe this is. I just got a missed call. I'm maybe quite positive that this may be L. L boy. How you spell recombine? You make me laugh. No man, chicken tribe. Oh yes, I listen, bro. This is okay. I figure it was you. All right, I got your number. I'm gonna lock it in. I must say though, I don't believe the chicken tripe was given to us purposely. I believe it was a mistake send up. It was they put it out for the dog food because we have a lot of dogs on the property. I believe they put it up for dog food and it was mistakenly sent up to the kitchen and it was cooked. Camera is real. They will feel it. I hope everyone know that anywhere Jesus is nothing but abuse. Oh my God. I can't even say it's a lie because they use Jesus to manipulate us, cramp us, weaken us, and then mess with us however way they want to. But we appreciate those of you for tuning in to the Lady Whistleblower Show, and we'll continue to expose corruption right across the board. OBC Radio, second chances for the forgotten voices.